When Santa's post office was first announced, I was pretty excited about it. Not only does it have a nice look to it, but we tend to buy the annual Winter Village installment. After having built it, played with it, and checked out how it looks next to other Winter Village sets like these, I can say it's even better than I thought it was. Why? Well, let's go ahead and dive in. Let's start with the building experience. The box is very typical for the LEGO Icons theme with a black background. The snow-covered roofs and gently falling snow in the background with a backlit glow is an enticing look. Although I'm not a fan of the battery warning label on the box, which is a requirement here in the United States and other parts of the world. Inside the box are 10 numbered bags, some of which have multiple smaller bags inside. You also get a small sticker sheet, and I was pleased that only 7 pieces required stickering in this set. You get 2 instruction manuals, one of which focuses on the small mini builds like the Christmas tree, sign, mail carts, and ice fishing location. Honestly, there is a little bit of an imbalance here, as a solid 80 to 85% of the build is contained in the second manual. At the very least, it would be nice if they put more of that build into the first manual. Having said that, the build overall was a lot of fun. Here are some shots that detail the set's status update after each bag, as well as some interesting techniques I found along the way. The ice fishing scene is a filler piece, but that baby seal is great. It's just the second time we're getting it in a set. The sign is also really nice. I like the Technic axle connectors that resemble a candy cane. Note also the 2 shoutouts to previous elf-based Winter Village sets, the Santa's Workshop and the Elf's Clubhouse. The tree is simple but effective, making use of the 1x3 and 1x2 inverted slopes in green. It's the 3rd time we're getting each of these in green, and we get 12 of the 1x3 variety. The staggered building approach is a good choice, and you get a red tree skirt and a little extra space to store your wrapped presents. Included in this manual is the mail sorting machine, which makes nice use of bright light blue bricks, which I particularly enjoyed, especially the 1x2 snot bricks. There is a lever that allows you to send the mail to either the naughty red bin or the nice green bin. The bins themselves are an easy build, but I did appreciate the green bright green and red dark red color variations. The sorting mechanism itself is kind of fun. My youngest daughter loved sending the mail down the chutes and into the sorter. The only issue is that sometimes a tile might go a bit fast and miss the bin, but that's not too big of a problem. And oh, by the way, you get plenty of 1x2 tiles printed with various types of mail on them, which was very nice for them to include. The main build flows as you would expect. You use some tan plates on top of white plates and rounded plates to build the base, which is 34 studs long in all, with the building being 32 studs wide. After adding some snow drifts and a dark blue foundation, we then tiled in Santa's office, which uses turquoise and dark green tiles. Next, we add the walls of Santa's office, including a double-sided fireplace. The outside access point comes with 2x1 double curved slopes in reddish brown that serve as logs. We also start assembling the main mail sorting room, using red panels and trays as 1x1 corner panels in reddish brown as cubbyholes. Here's a look at Santa's office, which includes a small table with an elaborate candle, a fancy-looking chair, some books, and this globe right here printed on a minifig head piece. With Santa's office done, we move on to the rest of the main office and the entrance, which features some bags of unsorted mail and a hot chocolate station. I like this concept, especially because I love hot chocolate, although the use of light blay for the machine is a bit puzzling to me. On the right side of the main office, there's an angled shelf for Santa's Naughty and Nice book, so you can definitely see if your name is on the nice list here. Checking out the exterior, we have some paneling that is reminiscent of the Main Street's toy shop. This time, instead of using dark red 1x4 modified plates, we use medium nougat 1x4 modified plates. The combination of sand blue and medium nougat is excellent here, and as a bonus, we get 62 sand blue bricks in this set, which is a welcome inclusion. We next build the podium for the hot air balloon, which uses a modified tile with 2 studs on it to hold the balloon in place, along with some 2x2 tiles in white. We then build some mail chutes using bow slopes as the smooth surface. After that, it's time to put together the upstairs office and add some exterior detailing, like these 1x2 inverted arches in medium nougat placed on their sides. This is the first time we're getting this piece in this particular color. When LEGO announced this set, I was curious to see how the roofs were constructed. The builds were a lot of fun, and each section was built slightly differently. They all used rounded slopes as the starting point, but the first section contains a cutout for the chimney. The second is a narrower roof section and uses a really cool building technique with snot bricks and a 4-length bar that snaps into some clips. And the last section uses 1x2 by 1 2/3 snot bricks with studs on the side and front in order to construct the 90-degree angle. Now this is a similar technique to that used in one of the medieval town square roofs and was really fun to put together. It even has a yellow arrow to show the elf staff where to dump the letters so that they can be sorted, as if that wasn't obvious. This section is not formally attached to the building, although it does fit snugly on the slanted walls. That said, don't pick this set up by the middle section of the roof because you'll leave most of it behind. A couple of other finishing touches include the French horn symbol of the LEGO post office, which makes nice use of pearl gold sausages. Plus, there is a nice dark blue macaroni tile that spans the peak of the roof, and a smaller tile is used above the entrance to provide a similar look. You get 5 minifigures in the set, including 4 elves and 1 Santa figure. The elf torsos are unique to the set and have dark green collars with the French horn emblem over the left breast. One elf has an aviator's hat with goggles and head printing depicting mouth agape. Another has a rather toothy smile. A third has a more conventional smile, while the fourth has a scarf and some trans red spear tips used for lights. The Santa minifig isn't unique, as this is the 10th time we're getting the torso and 11th time we're getting the red legs and black boots pattern. Still, can't complain about getting a Santa in a Winter Village set. This set has strong display value, especially if you have some other Winter Village sets. Now you can see on the table in front of me that the width isn't all that bad. In fact, it's 32 stud wide for the building, which is the same as a modular. Also, the height isn't too bad, as it's a little over 20 studs, not including the hot air balloon, which increases the height a little bit. The mini builds are all nice additions to your winter scene. My one skepticism, though, is the hot air balloon, because it does feel a little bit random. It has a play feature in that you can dump letters from its basket into a nearby chute, but the light up feature isn't really all that effective. Basically, you push down on the top and the light appears in a dark orange 2x2 round brick. It's not a terrible feature, but I'm honestly not a huge light brick fan, as they don't last long, and none of the Winter Village features allow you to turn on the light and keep it on. In this set, it just feels a little bit forced to me. That said, when you pair this set, including the hot air balloon, with other ones from the Winter Village line, you can see the increase in the display value because it fits in very nicely with some of these. In fact, we did a whole video on different combinations you can use with your Santa's post office. I'll put that link up here, but I think it's telling that you can find a lot of Winter Village sets and they will mix fairly well with this one, although some are better than others. For instance, I really like how the Main Street set fits in with this, as opposed to maybe the Alpine Lodge, which came out last year. I think is a little bit too big in scale for this one. Here are some quick shots of Santa's post office with some other recent Winter Village sets, including some older ones like the Santa's Workshop. I would combine it with the Elf Clubhouse, but I don't have that, so I substituted some Clubhouse crackers instead. You really do get a lot in this set for the $100 price tag. You look at the building itself, which is pretty substantial, all of the mini builds, including what we have to have in every Winter Village set, which is some sort of a Christmas tree. But really, only the hot air balloon is something that I would say let's cut out of the set, and maybe LEGO could charge $90 or $95. Of course, the reality though is that LEGO probably set the $100 price point for the set and then worked their way up to that and felt that including the hot air balloon at some point in the process was a good idea. Whether that was at the beginning or at the end, I don't really know. So I don't think it's something where we could just critique LEGO and say, oh, if you didn't include this, you could charge $90, $95. I just don't think that was an option. They would have put something else in there to get us up to the $100. And as it is, this is not a bad collection of pieces. I do like the dark green and the pearl gold balloon pieces, especially the ones in dark green, which is the first time we're getting those in a set. And it does have this nice play feature that I mentioned earlier that allows you to interact the hot air balloon and it picking up mail with our play system here. Now we picked up our copy of this set on October 1st, and then we spent $20 additional so that we could get the gifts with purchase for this month. So that was the Halloween pumpkin and the Fortnite brickheads that I don't really care that much about. Maybe we'll build, maybe we won't, but we really did enjoy that Halloween pumpkin. You can check out our review of that up here. Now, I think you could wait a little bit and get this set for a really good deal sometime around Black Friday, or when they do some other winter-based gifts with purchase. So I would say this is definitely worth $100, but you can get even better value if you get double insiders points or some other gifts with purchase if you wait just a little bit longer for this. In considering my overall rating for this set, I wanted to keep in mind a couple of different features that I thought were strong. Number one, the pieces are really good. You get 1,400 in this set, and for $100, that's a pretty good price to piece ratio. I also think the pieces are generally substantive. In other words, you don't get a lot of 1x1 plates or 1x1 tiles to inflate the piece count. So that's a really good thing that LEGO did in this particular set. I enjoyed some of the building techniques as well, especially when it comes to the roof. I know it's always a challenge for LEGO to put together Winter Village roofs because they always want that to be a little bit of a different building experience, and that can pose a significant challenge. They've done a fantastic job with this one. There are some cons to the set, and I did mention the hot air balloon, but I'm going to also reiterate that the manuals are not very evenly split or conducive to a nice family fun building experience. They do at least have 2 manuals, but I'd rather they allocate the build a little bit differently. Another negative that some people have mentioned online is the shallowness of the building, and I will agree that this is a 6 deep building. The deepest that the set gets on the plates is 12 studs, including some of the stuff out in the front and a couple of studs overhanging in the back. But taking a look at some of these other Winter Village sets, like this right here, this is only 5 studs, this particular building. The toy shop here is 6 studs, so it's not as if we're getting a lot of depth to Winter Village sets in general. So I don't think that critique is all that strong given what we're used to with Winter Village sets. Same when it comes to the minifigs. We get 5, some of them have included 6, others a little bit less. I think 5 is right there with what we'd expect from the Winter Village theme, and so I think LEGO has delivered on that. So overall, I am going to give this set a 9 out of 10. I thought it was really a fantastic set, and I would strongly recommend that if you are interested in the Winter Village sets, if you like entertaining builds, if you want something to do that's a good value for the entire family, this is a good set to get for that. Thanks for watching, and always remember to keep building together.